Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Gods. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and stay in tune because I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Rebuild the Uzumaki clan. So stay in tune for that and enjoy. And over on Anime King, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip, and also What If Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him. So stay in tune for that guys and enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
The last time we left off, the teams were set up as Team 7 now consists of Sakura, Sai, and Sasuke, and we last found out that Sai is Danzo's son, and also Sasuke decided to change his arrogant ways after Naruto spoke to him and told him the reason why he's strong is because he has precious people that he need to get strong to take care of. Naruto is also dating Ino. And Sarutobi now understand what Naruto meant when he said that familiar faces will return, as 7 people return back to Konoha, shocking the living hell out of Sarutobi as he fainted. As 3 of them, identity was revealed to be the first, the second, and the fourth. As they came into the council room and Minato told them if any of them mess with his son again, they're going to see why he became Hokage in the first place. Naruto was also put on a team with his 2 senseis, Yujo and Anko, as they went on the mission to help Team 7 because Tazuna lied on the mission. The mission was bumped up to an A rank mission, seeing that Zabuza was a A rank missing name. So the group got there as Kakashi is teaching his students how to tree climb and all that, while Naruto is doing his different training as he's far above all of that. So they got to the house that night as Inari started to talk about how he has suffered, and the Konoha ninjas don't know what the meaning of suffer is, as Naruto then exploded in rage as he revealed everything that happened to him back then and the things that Kakashi, Anko, Sasuke, all of them went through, as Inari was speechless. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. After Naruto finished talking, as he released Inari, as Inari dropped on his butt. "Where are you going?" Anko asked. "To blow off some steam," said Naruto. As he went outside, "Is all what he said true?" Tazunami asked. "There is no way that all of that could have happened," Sakura said. "He was probably making it all up." "No, Sakura, what Naruto said was true," Kakashi said. "When Naruto was younger, he was hated by most of the village except for a select few. While I was on Anvu, I was one of those who were selected to guard him. I stopped a lot of bad things from happening to him. I just wish I had done a better job or at least adopted him so he wouldn't be alone the entire time. I witnessed one of those beatings too," said Sasuke, surprising everyone. "While I did, my father told me to never go near him. Wanting to prove myself to my father, I never did," Sasuke said, as he sounded a bit disappointed at that part. "How can anyone do that to a kid?" Tazuna asked. As Sakura was now thinking about it, she remembered what her mother said about Naruto being a monster. She also remembered how she treated him, as she felt tears coming to her eyes. He was suffering all along and she just made it worse. When she see him again, she just made a mental note to apologize. Meanwhile, a black-haired girl was currently walking through the forest She was gathering herbs so she could heal a friend of hers. While she was searching for them, she noticed 5 trees were snapped in half. It looked like some wild beast had gone insane and ripped the forest apart, as there were some huge craters in some thick trees and in the grounds. As she followed the carnage, as she found a blond boy panting, as she could tell that he had something to do with the carnage that she had seen. As she walked up towards him, but he then collapsed with exhaustion. She knew she had to go back to help her friend, but she decided to stay and see if this boy needed any help. After about an hour, the sun started to rose up, as the boy started to wake up. "Hey," the girl said, nudging Naruto on his shoulder. Naruto groaned as he turned around to face her. She then saw the Konoha headband on his forehead. "Oh damn it," she thought, but she didn't show the worry on her face. "Are you alright?" she asked, sounding like she wasn't an enemy. "Yeah," he said. "I just came to blow off some steam, and I guess I kind of overdid it." Naruto looked at the girl, and he had to admit she was cute, but he was with Ino, and he didn't want to get her angry, so he just left that alone. "Naruto," said a voice as the both of them turned around to see Sasuke. Haku then blushed at the sight of Sasuke, as Naruto chuckled to himself to see her blushing at Sasuke. "I hope she doesn't run into Sakura," Naruto thought. "Anyway," Sasuke said, not noticing her blush, "it's time to head back. You've been out here all night." Naruto shrugged as he got up, as he left the girl behind, who was busy thinking. She thought that Sasuke was cute, but he was from Konoha, and she would have to end up killing him. As she hung her head and hoped that it wouldn't come to that. Later at a hidden hideout, "Haku," said Zabuza as he was currently lying down in a bed, "How was your trip?" "It was fine," she answered. "I met someone today, one of the boys from the Konoha team. He didn't recognize me, but I think we have a problem," she said. "What would that be?" he asked as Haku started to apply the herbs to help. "They seem to have brought a new team in. I only saw one of them. It was a boy with blonde hair, and he tore up the forest with his bare hands." Zabuza just closed his eyes as he was focusing on healing. When he finished, he would take out the copy ninja and this supposed ninja who destroyed the forest with his bare hands. The next day, at Tazuna's house, Naruto entered Tazuna's house. As he collapsed, he has been training again for the entire time. As they all looked at him, they decided to let him sleep while they guard Tazuna at the bridge. Anko and Yujiro both left quietly with the team to let Naruto sleep. Meanwhile, outside, 2 men were watching the house as they saw the ninja leave. "Ready?" one of them said. "Yeah, let's do this," the other one said, as they made their way towards the house. When the group got to the bridge, they were surprised at the sight. The workers who had been working on the bridge were all dead, and a thick mist was over the bridge. "My men!" Tazuna yelled as he saw the body of his workers. "What happened here?" "That would be me, old man," said a familiar voice. As Kakashi looked over through the mist, "Zabuza," he said, "I had a feeling that we will run into you again." "Yes, but this time I am not alone," said Zabuza. Out of the mist, Haku came out, in her battle kimono and her mask. "Sakura, Sasuke, Sai, you 3, guard Tazuna. The rest of us will take on Zabuza," said Kakashi. Back at the house, Naruto was just waking up from his little nap after hearing something outside. "Get away from my mom!" as Naruto immediately got up as he rushed outside. As he saw Inieri on the ground and Tazunami being held back by 2 swordsmen. "Back off, brat," the first one said. "We were just sent to get the girl as a bargaining chip." Naruto quickly jumped outside as he landed in front of Inieri. "Who is this brat?" the first one said. "Huh, this brat is going to beat your ass if you don't leave her alone," said Naruto. "As if," said the second one. As Naruto had a smile on his face, in a flash Naruto vanished as he slammed his fist into the man's face. As they heard a crack as Naruto broke his nose and a couple of his teeth, as he was sent flying back as he hit the wall. The next swordsman tried to clean off Naruto's head with his sword, but Naruto easily ducked. As Naruto then kicked him right in the nuts, as he doubled over in pain, as Naruto then punched him on the head, knocking him out. Inieri, said Naruto, your father would be proud. Now, gotta go. As Inieri smiled proudly as Naruto dashed off with incredible speed to go help his friends on the bridge. On the bridge, things were not going well. Kakashi, Yujiro and Anko were in big trouble, as the mists were blocking them sight and Kakashi couldn't even see through it with his Sharingan. Meanwhile, Sakura was the only one guarding Tazuna, as Sai and Sasuke were trapped in a dome made of ice by Haku. As Sai was barely standing up against Haku while Sasuke was unconscious from the battle. Everyone then sensed something coming as they saw something landed on the bridge. As the mist was blown away from him as it was Naruto. But that wasn't what caught their attention. It was the thing that was in his hand. It was a large golden sword. The handle was about 2 feet long and the blade was at least 4 feet long, as the blade had a holy glow on it. Am I late for the party? Naruto asked, with a smirk. Everyone was staring at Naruto. He had just appeared out of nowhere, and he was holding a sword none of them has ever seen. So, Zabuza said after a few minutes of silence, I guess you're the last one that was sent for these guys' backup. Yeah, Naruto said as he placed the sword on his shoulder. I am. As Zabuza narrowed his eyes at Naruto, though he was a kid, he looked like he could fight. A fellow swordsman, huh? Zabuza said as he finished his examination on Naruto. Yeah, Naruto said. I have been training with this thing for years now. Oh really? Zabuza said, not really believing Naruto, but then he got the idea. Hey kid, how about we make a deal? Huh? And what is that? Naruto asked. We fight, said Zabuza. 1-on-1. The loser die. Naruto, don't do it, Sakura yelled. He's an A-rank criminal, said Kakashi. He will rip you apart. Let's play, old man, Naruto said as he got into a Kenjutsu stance, as Zabuza did the same. All of the others spoke out against Naruto fighting, except for Anko and Yujiro. They both knew what he could do, so they weren't really worried, as the two swordsmen then vanished. As they all heard clashing steel in the mist, as their sword clashed with loud clangs each time, as they vanish again and reappear. Not bad, kid, said Zabuza. If I could, I would try to make you become the 8th legendary swordsman. Thanks, said Naruto. But I think I'll stick with my village, sorry about that. Zabuza smiled as this kid was really keeping up with him. But what he didn't know, that Naruto was hiding his true power that can be released at any moment, but Naruto chose not to. He was saving his real power for the people he knew that had to die. The two charged at each other again, and Zabuza got knocked back. Enough fooling around, kid, he said. Water style, water clone. As 6 water clones materialized out of the water around them, all of them rushed towards Naruto. But in an instant, Naruto swiped as all of them burst into water. You're pretty good, kid, but you're going to need more strength if you're going to beat me, said Zabuza, as he speed through hand signs. Water style, water dragon, as Naruto went through hand sign as well. Ice style, white tiger, Naruto said. A large water dragon formed behind Zabuza and shot forward at incredible speed. The water behind Naruto formed a tiger, but a wind came and froze it, as it was now solid ice as it charged forward, as it slammed into the dragon, freezing it solid. As Naruto thrust forward, he slammed his fist into the dragon, shattering it and sending ice at Zabuza, who jumped back out of the debris. So, you have an ice bloodline, Zabuza said, shocked at the technique the kid used. No, said Naruto, but I do have an affinity for every element. As Zabuza paled behind his mask, this kid could really use all elements? As the rest of the Konoha ninjas were all in shock as well. A lot of them were wondering how was Naruto able to get so much power, as Sasuke had regained consciousness and was also seeing the battle. Both Naruto and Zabuza rushed each other again as they start to clean their swords together. They then jumped back as Naruto was getting bored. Zabuza wasn't a real match for him, as he decided to end this. As his sword started to glow with chakra all around it, as Naruto then leaped up into the air as he yelled, Uzumaki style, sword breaker! Zabuza brought up his sword to stop Naruto, but Naruto's sword slashed right through it, breaking Zabuza's sword in half, knocking Zabuza down to the ground, as Zabuza couldn't believe it. Your time has come, Zabuza, Naruto said, as he brought his sword up. Haku then released the ice dome as she rushed in front of Zabuza. Move, Haku, I have to do this, said Naruto. No, I don't care how strong you are, I won't let you harm Zabuza. Well, isn't this touching, someone new said, as everyone turned to see Gato on the far side of the bridge, with a lot of mercenaries behind him. Gato, Zabuza growled. The demon of the mist, taken down by a little kid, how disappointing. Well, it looks like our contract is null and void, but don't worry Zabuza, I will take good care of the girl. As soon as Sasuke heard that, he growled. He didn't know why, but he now had a sudden urge to protect Haku. As Sasuke got up and the others looked at him, they saw his eyes. He awakened the Sharingan with one totem in each eyes. Gato, Naruto said, it's time that you meet your end. Kill them all, Gato said as he looked at his man, but leave the woman, they will be fun to break. The mercenary then ran at the group as the Konoha ninjas were ready to fight. But all of the mercenaries then stopped as a killing intent washed over the bridge as it was leaking from Naruto. Gato, Naruto said in a powerful booming voice, you have brought much pain to this place and you will pay for that. As Naruto then raised a sword forward as he yelled judgment, as white chakra surrounded Naruto's body. I have judged all of your souls, Naruto said, and I deem you all guilty. Hold the execution. As Naruto swung his blade, as a white aura spread from it and rushed towards all of the mercenaries. They tried to run, but it didn't matter what they did. All of them were sliced in half with the swipe as it went straight towards Gato, decapitating him because he was so short. As their bodies dropped to the ground, as Naruto killed all of the ninjas with one single swipe. As Naruto was still oozing and glowing with power, as he then turned and looked at Haku and Zabuza. Zabuza then did something that no one would expect him to do. Please, he said, as he got down on his knees bowing. Forgive me of my sins, agent of Kami. What sins would those be? Naruto asked. I have killed many people, Zabuza said. I have committed many murders and slaughtered the innocents. I wish to be repent. You idiot, said a voice, as Zabuza opened his eyes to see a small girl with red hair and green eyes. As she was transparent, she was a ghost. You're not a bad guy, she said. You didn't kill me when that mean man asked you to do. Stop beating up yourself, Mr. No Eyebrows. Little girl then vanished as Zabuza smiled. Looks like we aren't enemies, Kakashi, Zabuza said, as the white aura vanished from Naruto. So, what are you going to do now? Naruto asked Zabuza. I don't really know, said Zabuza, shaking his head. I don't know if I can keep on running, seeing that I'm out of the mercenary business now. Why don't you come with us to the village? Naruto said, surprising a few people. The only Kenjutsu specialist we have is deathly sick, and a new bloodline would help out the village, Naruto explained. You're not serious, are you, Naruto? Sakura said. They attack us and they should be Sakura, said Sasuke as he got up with help from Haku. The mission is over, and they are not our enemies anymore. They have given up and now our allies, Sasuke said. But she hurt you, Sakura said, trying to get Sasuke to see her way. She could have killed you, but she didn't, said Naruto. She didn't kill him. And I think I know why. You do? Said Zabuza. I do, said Naruto. I think she likes him, said Naruto. Zabuza was silent as he then started to laugh as he looked at Haku, who was looking at Sasuke as she was blushing a bit, as he smiled under his mask. Well, he said after a few minutes, I guess we have a reason to go with you back to the village. Sakura was glaring at Haku as she then shot forward Get away from Sasuke, he's mine! As Haku smacked her in the face as she fell to the ground. How dare you try and claim something that you have no right to try and take, said Haku. Yes, I claim him, said Sakura, because I love him and he loves me. We will be together, he's mine, he's not yours. Sasuke then walked over to Sakura as he placed his hand on her shoulders. Look at me, and I want you to hear every word I say, okay? I do not love you, and I will never love you. I need you to give up on this fangirl thing that you have over me and go and actually find someone that will actually love you, he said. As he then removed his hands as he walked away with Haku, as Sakura fell to her knees. As everything was going through her mind, how many times he has rejected her, as she's finally seen now that he will never feel the same way she feel about him. Meanwhile, Naruto smiled. It seems like things were turning for the better. Sasuke wasn't arrogant anymore, and Sakura was finally understanding that he doesn't have feelings for her, and she must stop this fangirl stuff and get strong, or she will die in this ninja world. There may be hope for them yet, Naruto said. Time skip. 1 week later. Do you really have to go? Inari asked, as Naruto and his friends got ready to leave. In the week that has passed, the Hidden Mist village has progressed gratefully. The bridge was finished and the town was coming back to life. They also saw Naruto as a hero, as a lot of girls tried to get him to date them. But Naruto turned them down as he told them that he was in love with someone already. The teams had also changed. Through the past week, Sasuke and Haku were talking very much as Naruto realized that once they got back home, they would start a date. And it took a lot of convincing on Zabuza's part to see how close Haku was getting towards Sasuke, since he treated her like a daughter, and she's basically his daughter right now. And Haku had to ask Zabuza and ask for his permission because she wanted to be with Sasuke. And Sakura had been quiet for the first few days, but she finally gave up her pursuit over Sasuke. She also apologized to Naruto about all the things that she has done. As Naruto looked over at Inari, "Sorry kid," said Naruto, "but I have to go back to my village." "Well," said Inari, "will you come back and visit us?" "Sure," said Naruto. As Naruto then placed a hand on Inari's head, "Take care of your mom and the old man, especially the old man if he kept on drinking that stuff in the jug." Inari laughed to himself as Naruto and his friends turned and leave. "So, Grandpa, what should we name the bridge?" Inari asked. How about the Super Tazuna Bridge?" he said. "Nah," said Inari. "I know. How about the Great Naruto Bridge?" As the people that were saying their goodbyes heard the name, as seeing that Naruto was a savior, they decided to name the village the Great Naruto Bridge. As everyone cheered. Time skip. Naruto and his friends walked until they saw the gates of Konoha. Things were really quiet. Sakura wasn't all over Sasuke anymore. Apparently, since he started to date Haku, she had finally given up on him. As Haku and Sasuke were walking together, as Haku had a fluffy rabbit that she called Fluffy, as Anko and Yujiro were both keeping an eye on Zabuza, who just kept his eye ahead, as Kakashi walked behind them, as he was just itching to get home, as he couldn't read his book around Anko or Yujiro. They would try to beat him and call him a pervert. So the sooner he got home, the sooner he could get back to his book. "Hold it," said one of the guards as they got close. "State your business." Kakashi, with Team 7 and Team 11, returning from a mission outside of the village. The guards then start to calm down, but they then saw Zabuza as he went back on guard. "Why is he here?" the other guard asked as he had a kunai on the ready. "Zabuza," said Kakashi. "He and his adopted daughter Haku, as both agreed to join our ranks. We have brought them here so they can get the approval of the Hokage," said Kakashi. The two guards looked unsure, but they let them pass. As Naruto and the others made their way through the village towards the Hokage's tower. Once they walked there, a few Anbu tried to stop them, but a quick explanation of what is going on allowed them to back off. When they enter, Naruto saw a quick flash of orange. Sarutobi was hiding his book. Is every guy over the age of 30 a pervert? Naruto wondered. Kakashi, said Sarutobi, why is there a missing nin in our village? As Kakashi then explained everything about what happened on the mission. As Sarutobi listened to the information. So what do you have to contribute? He asked after a few minutes. Well, said Zabuza, I have excellent skill in Kenjutsu and can teach younger generation. I can also teach a silent killing technique to them. As for my daughter Haku, she has a deadly aim with Senbon and Ice Bloodline. That got Sarutobi thinking. He knew the council will find out about this, and that will also get her as a target for the civilian council. It was then that he noticed she and Sasuke were holding hands. He then smiled. Since the civilian council kissed up to Sasuke, that would make things easier. Alright, he said after thinking. You will be allowed to stay, but Zabuza will be on a 3-month probation because of his past crimes. Zabuza nodded. He had a feeling that that was going to happen. Let's go, Haku, said Sasuke. I want to show you the complex. As the two left, a lot of things has happened in the village since Naruto went off. In the 3-week time skip, Naruto, mother and father was back, also Hoshirama and Tobirama, and also some others. As Naruto then went off after saying his goodbyes as he got to the Namikaze complex. Welcome home, kid, said Tobirama. As Tobirama and Hoshirama were working on rebuilding the Senju complex, but until they were finished there, they were going to stay at the Namikaze complex. Naruto noticed his mother and father in the kitchen. He then noticed that someone wasn't around. Where is Hoshirama? He asked. Outside of the village, said Minato. I think he went to get his granddaughter. Tsunade? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow. Yeah, said Kushina. She left the village because everyone here that she loved died. Her grandfather, her brother, and her boyfriend. Ouch, said Naruto. Naruto then heard a knock at the door. As he went to answer it, as he found Sasuke there. Hey Sasuke, what's up? Naruto said. I want to talk to you about that sword you have. Back on the wave mission, Sasuke said. You want one like it? Said Naruto. It was more of a statement than a question. Yeah, I do, said Sasuke. And why is that? Naruto said. As Sasuke came in and sat on the couch. It's time, he said. I have learned that real strength comes from wanting to protect someone. I want a sword like that so I can protect Haku. I know the council is going to try and do something, so I want to be there for her. Naruto smiled hearing that, as that was the answer he wanted to hear. But I cannot just give you a sword like that, Sasuke. If you want one, you will have to make it yourself. As Naruto motioned for Sasuke to follow him, as they both went off to a weapon area in the Namikaze complex, where Sasuke saw metals like the sword that Naruto had. These are very special metals, Sasuke. When forged into a weapon, they become virtually unbreakable. You can forge your own weapon with these. Sasuke smiled to himself as he continued. With a sword made out of that, he can beat his brother. Sasuke still wanted to do that, but he decided to not let it control his life like it did before. Although, don't make a sword like mine. It is extremely heavy, and it take me a year to get the strength to wield it. 6 hours later, Naruto sat on the couch with Ino, as the both of them were going to move in to kiss, but the door then fly open, as Sasuke entered, as he had a few burn marks here and there, and his hands were very dirty, but he had a sword in his hand. It was a katana, with a golden center in the middle, and the rest of it was pure white. So, you finally got it done, Naruto said. It took you long enough. Hey, it's hard work, said Sasuke, as Naruto chuckled, as he knew it took him a long while to make his sword as well. Before they could say anything else, there was a knock on the door, as a envoy appeared. Uzumaki, Uchiha, your presence is required at the council. As both Naruto and Sasuke looked at each other. A few minutes later, they arrived at the council room, as Naruto saw the 3 elders glaring at him. Apparently, they didn't get what his father and the 2 other Kage said. So, what does the council want with us? Sasuke asked. As he looked around the room, His team was there, along with Zabuza and Haku. "We have brought you here to discuss why you have bring a missing nin in our village," said Hayashi Hyuga. "Well," Kakashi said, "it had to do with our mission to Wave." As he explained the details, "I still think that having them join is a bad idea," said a councilman. "They do have a few things they contribute to the village," Sakura said. "And what do they contribute?" her mother asked. "Well," said Zabuza, "I will be teaching the younger years in Kenjutsu, and the silent killing technique, and assassin techniques." The council seemed to consider this, as the silent killing technique would be good, and teaching the kids in Kenjutsu would be good as well, since Heiate was sick and they need a new swordsman of the village. As they all agree, "So what does the other do?" Sakura's mother asked. "I have a bloodline that allows me to control ice," said Haku. That really got the council attention. A new bloodline was something they could not turn down. "She could be of use to us," thought Omura. "The girl will be allowed to stay," said Koharu, "but I suggest we put her under the CRA Act." "I refuse," said Haku. "As do I," said Zabuza. "I won't have my daughter turned into a piece of breeding stock just because of her bloodline." "Your daughter?" said Tasumi. "Yes," said Zabuza. "She's the daughter that I never had." "Since she's your daughter," said Shibi, "will you be giving her hand in marriage to anyone?" "I think she already found someone," said Zabuza as he looked over at Sasuke, as Haku then held Sasuke's hand. As the council was happy about that, with a Uchiha containing two bloodlines. "Yes, the Uchihas will be stronger." "Now, we have some business to discuss with the Uzumaki boy if you don't mind," said Homura. And with that, the rest of them left. "So, what do you want?" Naruto asked. "We have heard that you possess a sword that destroys Zabuza's sword," said Homura. "Yes, I do have a sword like that." "So, what do you want?" "May we see it?" asked Homura. Naruto undid the bandages on his arm as a kanji for seal was on it, as he pumped chakra into it as the sword came out. Everyone was staring at it, and also a member on the civilian council. His name was Dan Hidarashi. Everyone knew that Hidarashi were mastered in weapon crafting, but he said he never seen a sword like this before. "What kind of sword is that?" he asked, in a shaky voice. "It is called the Angel Hand," said Naruto. "I forged this sword myself while I was training outside the village." "Could you make more of those?" Koharu asked, as she knew, with an army of ninja with those weapons, they would be unstoppable. "I can't," said Naruto. "The sword is made out of a very rare element. Even if you do find the right element, there won't be enough to make for every ninja." "Then you will give one to the Uchiha," said Koharu. "I don't have to, and why not? Because he already has one," said Naruto. "Sasuke asked me about the sword when he got back, and he asked me how I created it." As Naruto sealed back the sword in his arm, as he told them that Sasuke created his sword already. "So, he already has a copy of your sword?" Sakura mother asked. "Not an exact copy," said Naruto, "since he's not strong enough to lift this. He made a katana for himself." "Well, if that's all, goodbye," Naruto said, as he turned and leave. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune for the rest of the what is coming your way today, guys. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.